Welcome to a new special series called The Bathroom Break. That extra 10 minutes you either have to listen to marketing tips or use the bathroom or both. But I don't recommend both, but that's your choice.
This collab's going to be super fun. We have Daniel Murray from the Marketing Millennials and me, Jay Schwedelson from the Do This Not That podcast and subjectline.com. Each episode in the series, we are going to go over quick tips about different marketing topics. And if you want to be in the bathroom, fine, just don't tell us about it. Thanks for checking it out.
Okay, we're back with another bathroom break. I'm Daniel Murray from the Marketing Millennials, and I'm here with the Jay Schwedelson from Guru, from Do This, Do Not That podcast, from every little thing. He literally has the most asterisks. If you go see him at a conference, I've never seen someone with the most asterisks next to his name, like subjectline.com,
Right.
Guru Conference, Alcom Media. So he's very, very asterisk. He doesn't have like PhD, like MD, all that next to his
Working
name.
on it.
Yeah. But he is going to be a professor soon. So
I am. That's right. Low key.
actually, you want to tell people about that? You want to tell people
Oh my God.
what are you
Yeah.
going to be
Okay.
doing?
So I went to the University of Florida, and in this spring, believe it or not, I'm going to be an adjunct professor. I'm going to be teaching a class. They hit me up to teach a real class we get credits for, and it's going to be about podcasting, social media, email marketing, like marketing in general. And because I'm very lazy, what I'm going to do is, and Daniel, he doesn't even know this yet, but every week I'm just having a guest person come in and speak. Like, you're going to come in and speak to the class and tell you what you do. And it's just going to be laughable when I see you teaching like students what to do, because neither one of us should influence anyone ever.
No, and also I was the most laziest person in college when it came to stuff. So I don't know how I like kept my GPA at like above a 3.0.
Wait, when you say lazy, first of all, Daniel was a D1 football player, University of Cincinnati. When you say lazy, because like there was a lot of classes I just did not go to. I know that's terrible, but I graduated, all went fine. Were you like lazy like that, or were you lazy like in
Well,
another way?
we couldn't do that because you
Oh,
would
you
get
had to.
class checked. But I mean lazy in the sense that I would wait till like the last day or even the day off to study for anything
Oh
that
yeah.
or did an essay like the last minute.
Do you ever have nightmares? I mean, I graduated a zillion years ago. There's still have nightmares that I have a test the next day and I wake up
Oh,
like, oh my God, I didn't study or something.
I dream that I had this recurring dream that I have a like taking like 18 credits and I forget one of my classes for half the year that I didn't go to. And I'm just like,
Terrible.
then I show up and I'm like, they're like, where have you been, dude? And so, but I want to go into today's
Yeah.
episode is what we're thinking about for 2025. I'll let you kick it off. What is Jay thinking about for 2025? What are some new things coming down the pipe?
Yeah, I mean, look, everyone's talking about video and video being so important, and you see it, B2B, B2C, video is everything. So we're really trying to play with this idea of micro events, 20-minute events, maximum 30-minute events, and we're definitely not calling them webinars. The more and more that we're seeing the data come in, the word webinar is a boat anchor when you're promoting anything. If you put in your subject line, you say attend this webinar, it just depresses everything. So we're calling things, live event, or live micro event. We're going to be testing that out, going to Q1 a lot. We think that that's where a lot of things are headed. So we're very we're pumped on micro live events. What do you got?
I think on that note, I've been thinking about this idea for B2B, but I haven't um, thought about how to execute this. Is doing live streaming and just random live streaming. Popping onto LinkedIn and just doing a quick event that nobody knows about and getting people just going live and just chatting about marketing with someone. I think that would be really cool because you see it in e-commerce all the time. You see influencers doing it all the time. You see companies doing it all the time on TikTok and IG, but you don't really see it in B2B. So like doing these like random pop-up educational but ask me anything type things could be a really cool avenue to test out. I don't see many B2B people doing it, so I've been thinking about that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I see Neil Patel do that a ton on Instagram, and it's really good. The thing that's interesting, I think, for everybody listening is if you do any live events like that, like, just pop on live, don't expect big numbers of people to show up. But the people that do actually show up, it's pretty intentional. It's like very more mid funnel than it is that, people that just register for something that never even show up. So I think that's super cool. I also think that coming out of this Q4, which is going to be a very bumpy ride because of the presidential election, I think Q1 is there's going to be like this kind of like everyone's going to be able to take a deep breath and get back to normal a little bit in terms of consuming content. I think we're about to, this last period of the year is going to be a very kind of bumpy ride because everybody usually tunes out content as big elections occur. So I'm excited to get past all this noise.
Yeah, I just remember last election too, how hard it was also to just like spend during that time on Facebook and Google, because so much election budget is going to this type of stuff. So there in the last, like, even in this next month, I guarantee that it's going to be cost way more to get attention, and um, that's something you got to think about. Like, is this a big month? Do we need to hit a target? Because this is going to cost more if you do that. I saw this last election when I was working at Service Titan, so I've seen costs go up during election years. They'll
I
just
think it's an excellent point. And the data actually proves that out. That especially paid social, and paid search ad costs rise anywhere from 15 to 50% within like 3 weeks prior and 3 weeks after. Well, actually, 2 weeks after the election. And you want to be very careful if you're out there and you have anything that's automatic, like you're automatically have certain ad buys going. You really got to look at that because your cost per acquisition is going to go through the roof unless you're really monitoring that big time. And the reason it goes up is that all the election, all the PACs and the different candidates and local and national, they're not just buying up, politically related inventory. They're buying up all the inventory because they need eyeballs. So that's why B2B or B2C, it ratchets it all up. Let me ask you this: do you think anything's going to fade out after this year? Do you think that TikTok's going to be any less than it is now, or do you think that LinkedIn's going to be changing their algorithm in any way that's going to matter in a significant way?
I always think that it's going to be harder to stand out, with like LinkedIn not putting up video and everything. You just have the bar is way higher next year of what type of content you need to put out. You can, like, right now people are just putting out videos on LinkedIn, but I think next year it's going to be like, if you don't have a good hook and you don't have a good, there's no value in the content, or you aren't keeping people's attention for a long enough time, you're just going to blend in. When anything starts, you get a lot of attention and then you blend in. I think we as consumers are just over inundated on content. And I do have I've said this before, but I really think that our attention spans aren't shrinking as much as people think. I think our ability to filter out BS content is just way higher because we adapt as humans. Like, we can't put it register all this content, so our minds are just seeking the best content. So whether it's long form, short form, we just trying to fight, because people will go watch Golden Bachelor for an hour and not tune out. But they'll skip a 10-second video. It's all relative of like what if it's good content or bad content in your mind.
Speaking of BS content that's being filtered out, which I think is a good thing, is I don't know if you saw, LinkedIn has those yellow badges on profiles like top content voice, top digital marketing voice, those yellow badges that you can earn, and they're phasing them out in the next few weeks. They're getting rid of those badges. And the reason I say it's BS, and I'm glad they're getting rid of them, is the only way you get one of those badges that you see on people's profiles and makes them all look cool, like they're important, is by commenting on these AI generated articles. If you comment on enough of these, what they call collaborative articles that are generated by LinkedIn using AI, then you automatically would get this top voice badge, and they're getting rid of it because LinkedIn knows it's total BS. You're commenting on stuff that's not even real, and that badge is not indicative of you being a top whatever voice. So I'm glad that the platforms are recognizing what's garbage and what's not. Are you sad that your yellow badge is going to go away? Are you like broken down
No,
about
but
it?
I also do get annoyed that there's some arbitrary top voice that is actually a top voice given out for no apparent
Oh,
reason,
I know. It's so
and they're
annoying.
not given out to people who have
Yeah.
like been on the platform a long time that actually have been contributing for a long time. That annoys me too. So I get why they're phasing out those. Those were stupid. Like they could have like done top marketing voice for people who actually are a top marketing voice
Right.
in the industry. But I think the biggest miss that LinkedIn has, I think, is that they do not care about influencers and the creators on the platform enough. And
Yeah.
they don't prioritize people enough. Like that's why YouTube is winning. That's why TikTok is winning. They care about the people who create content on the platform. So I don't think LinkedIn cares enough about those type of people, and that's just true. And I think they might change in the future, but they just don't.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, if you want to stand out on LinkedIn, this is a real stat. 95% of the people on LinkedIn don't post. Only 5% of the people post. So if you want to have any presence, just post. It's really actually that easy. So, all right, before we wrap up here, Daniel, we're recording this. It's kind of the weekend. What do you got? What's your plan for the weekend? You doing anything big? You going out, party man? What happens?
Well, today, it's actually my mom's birthday today, but she's on
No
vacation. So
way.
happy birthday
Happy
to my
birthday.
mom. But I am just getting so excited. It's October 11th for Guru Conference in the next 5 days.
You're so stupid.
Like a spam eating contest. Like who does it? Also, like Carrie Bradshaw
Live.
live. Like what the heck?
Yeah, man.
So it's actually I know Jay is wants to have a good weekend this weekend, but he's gonna be
No.
sweating all
I
weekend.
already told my wife I will be locked in doing work stuff all week. I'm a giant loser. So yeah, but that's all right. Being a loser is fine. Being cool is very overrated. It really is. So if you're cool, screw off. Well, this has been another great episode. We appreciate you all. Toss Daniel a review on the Marketing Millennials. Tell him how awesome he is on his pod, and appreciate you all. See you at the
I
next
know.
one.
I really need to catch up to Jay because
Yeah,
I
you do.
think he has like 580,000 reviews. I don't know how his podcast is crazy. So
Leave Daniel some reviews. He wants some love. Come on.
a little bit of love here, peeps.
Later. Daniel, come on, man. I got to get back to work. Get out of there. All right. While he's still in there, this is Jay. Check out my podcast, Do This, Not That, for marketers. Each week we share really quick tips on stuff that can improve your marketing, and I hope you give it a try. Oh, here's Daniel. He's finally out.
Back from my bathroom break. This is Daniel. Go follow the Marketing Millennials podcast, but also tune into this series. It's once a week, the bathroom break. We talk about marketing tips that we just spew out, and it could be anything from email subject line to any marketing tips in the world. We'll talk about it. Just give us a shout on LinkedIn and tell us what you want to hear. Peace out.
Later.